Good morning, everybody, and happy Friday. Thank you all so much for being here this morning. As we can see here on the chart, China stocks are straight up exploding. We have BABA up 10% today, guys. It actually came back all the way up above the high of 2 days ago in after hours whenever the market was going crazy after Powell spoke. So we're now breaking out above a big 110 resistance, and it looks like BABA is going back on a pretty nice uptrend here in the shorter term. So definitely throw BABA on your guys' watch list today. I'm not sure it's going to keep running. It is already up 10%. So I'm not sure that, this is going to keep going up throughout the day or not. But I will say it does have a lot of momentum. And I feel like for a good longer term dip buy, I think BABA's at a great point right now, guys, especially with China news helping them go up now. I just think that's great for him because, as we know, BABA has been getting crushed over the past couple of years, to say the least. And yeah, it has been particularly brutal for them. You can see this big blue trend line. They finally broke this back to the upside a while ago, and I'm not saying that's the reason why they're moving back up now, but still, it's nice to see that they got out of this trend. And ever since they broke that trend, they've been holding their ground pretty well up above 100. So glad to see that. If they keep holding around where they are, I think it's going to make for some amazing longer term plays. And honestly, if you guys were going to get shares, I think getting shares of this company right now is actually not a bad idea, especially with US markets going crazy. China stocks like to have a mind of their own, so it might not be bad to own a couple China stocks during a time like this. But yeah, good morning, George. Keisha Hunter says BABA. Bebas says go, or Keisha says go China. Yeah, go China, I guess. I'll be glad. Hey, I'll root for China as long as these stocks keep going. That's for sure, Keisha. But yeah, thank you guys so much for joining up today, of course. As always, let me know what stocks you guys want to see in the chat down below, and we will take a look at those. But so far this morning, like I said, the China stocks are up. We have BABA, we have LI, NEO, XPEV. Obviously, we have BIDU, JD. JD doesn't look too bad. DD. What is unfortunate is that a lot of these stocks are pulling back down now at market open, which is a little bit unfortunate. Actually, something happened to DD. Maybe they got taken off the market or something, but their stock looked whack on the chart there today. But yeah, at least BABA is pulling back down. We're back down to that 110 support that I was kind of hinting at earlier. So maybe we'll bounce off of this, maybe not. But either way, it's a really good day for the China plays. I'm noticing a lot of the growth plays are also doing pretty well today, like ChargePoint. Fubo's actually in the green. We have Plug Power moving up. Lucid Motors is running. So yeah, we're seeing some pretty good moves actually out of the stock market. And whenever I'm looking at stocks here, I think that these are just really good stocks to eye up. I'm not saying to like buy these right now, but I feel like over the next few months, picking up some of these growth plays will do good. Keep in mind, not all the growth plays will come back. As we know, not every company will end up recovering from this, but I still think that a lot of them will, as long as it's some decent ones. Like I said, though, just make sure you're averaging in and you're eyeing them up, because as we know, these things could keep going down for the next few months. And honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if that happened. And then if it does, I'm just going to keep averaging in and getting lower and lower prices. But let's see today. Let's go back to, really quickly, maybe go back to BABA. Maybe we'll get another pop back up here soon. Hopefully we don't keep pulling back. Oh yeah, we fell right back through that 110 support now. Yeah, I don't like to see that, guys. I hate to see that fall under that, but it's all right. It's actually not the worst move. It's just, yeah, good morning, Mike Chang. Thanks for being here. Keisha says Roku partnered with Walmart. Yes, they did, Keisha. Good call. I kind of forgot about that. Last night in after hours, we saw that news of, Roku partnering with Walmart. I'll throw it up here on the Thinkorswim news tab. Yeah, here we go. Roku stop jumps on Walmart TV streaming and shopping partnership, which is very interesting. I remember Roku. Okay, I just read something there, and it totally blew my mind, guys. Like, I don't even want to really say it, but if you guys see this news, I saw this the title of this show, and I was just so lost. But I know Netflix, I thought was there was actually some rumors between Netflix actually, I guess you could say, doing a deal with Roku, but it turns out that Netflix actually didn't do a deal. It looks like Walmart is who they ended up doing the deal with. You can see right here, Netflix in talks with Roku, Comcast to partner on advertising tier. So, we didn't actually hear that ended up going through, I don't think, but nonetheless, at least the Walmart deal went through here. So that's great to see. I'm reading through some of this news, and whenever I went to that funny one, yeah, this one, the one with the streaming, I saw something on here I thought I saw something about Formula One. Oh, right here. Formula One streaming license could be a major catalyst for Netflix. Are you going to be able to stream like Formula One on Netflix or something now? Because if that's the case, I'll be very happy, guys. I love Formula One, so hopefully they allow that. I know that you can stream Formula One usually on ESPN, which is kind of cool. But yeah, Roku stock is all over the place today. But yeah, good call there, Keisha. Kind of forgot about that from last night, actually. That's a really big deal. But as we know, guys, we'll get into kind of that news that made BABA pop this morning. So pretty much it looks like, obviously, there's renewed optimism with China. And the main thing going on right now is, obviously, it looks like they approved Ant Group's application to form a financial holding company. But the main thing is that this is going to revive the hopes of the Ant Group having an IPO. And this is going to be really big, obviously. If they IPO, it's going to be another one of those huge China stocks over here. And I'm sure that it's going to be pretty insane. So definitely keep your eyes on BABA, guys. That news of, I guess, China's central bank approving this is really good. So glad to see that China is, doing good by their companies. Like lately over the past couple of years, all that we've heard is China starts investigation on DD. China does whatever to BABA. Like we just hear that stuff all the time, and they're doing investigations and, trying to say that maybe BABA is not doing stuff at the, I guess like they're not doing stuff the way the government wants it ran and different things like that. So definitely some big deals, and just some big information there with BABA. There's just so many different outliers with China. Like China could attack Taiwan. China could start investigating BABA. China could make some new regulation that hurts some companies. Like there's all types of stuff. Maybe you'll have another Evergrande situation. There's like tons of different things that have been going on with China. So keep that in the back of your mind, guys. But yeah, definitely let me know what stocks you guys want to see today for sure. And also, don't forget to smash that like button. Of course, it's Friday. We had a pretty good week in the stock market. I will say our hybrid bot, guys, has been on fire. Hopefully you guys are paying attention to that because, man, it has been exploding. Or the plays have been exploding over the past week. Man, on even Monday's play exploded for like 10 to 20%. Then on Tuesday, we had 100%er, and then Wednesday and Thursday were like back-to-back 40%ers. So it was a pretty good week so far. Hopefully today the bot play can come in and be fire again. But as we know, guys, just because the bot did good, 3 or 4 days in a row, that does not mean to go all in on just one specific play. Always be careful, guys. You never want to go all in on anything. So, just be a little bit careful. I know sometimes if you have like a smaller account, like $3,000 or, $5,000 or something, it can seem pretty tempting sometimes to want to go all in, especially when something has been so consistent as the bot. But just be very, very careful. As we know, if you flip a coin and it's still a 50-50 chance, you could still possibly lose like 4 times in a row. And let's say something like that happens with the bot, you don't want to, be going all in on a couple plays and then, be wiped out of your account. You have to have some type of strategy, some type of, monetary setup that you can use to, just to minimize risk, I guess is the main way to look at it. Try to minimize that risk, just don't go all in, of course. George says, check out RUN, Sunrun. Yeah, let's check them out today. Wow, they're up 4.2% there, George, up to $22, bouncing off that like $21 support, somewhere really close to there. So yeah, actually not a bad stock today, George, at all. Even on that daily chart, I think RUN looks pretty decent as long as we can start popping back up. It looks like it's definitely consolidating around that like $21 support, like I said. It looks like $21 is actually a pretty big level, even from like earlier in the week or late last week. So that's going to be big there. I know RUN's been running up this morning along with ChargePoint. I saw FSLR was up. Enphase is up too. So yeah, a lot of those, like, I don't know what you call that, clean energy or solar. A lot of those plays are up. I know, like, for example, in ChargePoint's case, they're not necessarily a solar company, but, you know, they make EV charging and stuff like that. Neighbor Jay says, good morning. What do you think on CRF for a long-term hold with dividends? Would love to see a video from you guys on dividend stocks. Wow, neighbor. Hey, I'm glad. You know, usually everybody wants to talk about quick, shorter-term movement and everything like that. So I'm really glad to see that you want to talk about some dividend plays more, because I honestly really love some good dividend plays. Now, keep in mind, if the dividends are too high, that can be a big issue. So keep that in mind. And I would guess that CRF is a big issue with their dividend here. Hang on, let me get to our dashboard really quickly. Hang on. Let's go to the stocked up dashboard really quickly. I want to see the dividend yield on CRF here, because I've never even heard of CRF, to be honest. Cornerstone, or maybe I have. I don't know. I've heard of Cornerstone. Yeah, like, look at that dividend yield there, neighbor. So this dividend stock to me is just not gonna work. You know, that's just my opinion on this one. Like, whenever these companies have dividends of 25%, number one, keep in mind that their dividends are so high because they're also trying to, like, lure in investors. But number two, those dividends can always change. You know, I've seen companies go from paying a 25% dividend to a 5% dividend, then actually take the dividend away. So, you know, there's been lots of crazy things revolving around dividends like that, neighbor. But whenever I talk about dividend stocks, I'm thinking more of stuff like Kraft Heinz, or stuff like Triple M, or stuff like, you know, like companies, like maybe, like, I'm trying to think of some other big ones here, like for example, like LEG, you know, like Leggett and Platt, you know, like dividend aristocrat companies, rather than just you know, random high dividend companies. The higher the dividend, I always like to say, is bad. But here, I'll find you the list here. Dividend aristocrat list. Yeah, here, we'll look these up. So as of June 1st, 2022, it says it's updated daily, so cool. Cool. How do I do this? Where is it? This is so weird. All right. Click here to download. Do I have to download it? You do have to download it. This better not like hack me or something, guys. Oh, hang on. I'm gonna type my email in on this separate page. Hang on. This company's making me do some work to get this. All right. Let me go grab it real quick. But yeah, like, I'm trying to look at things more like Kraft Heinz, you know, stuff like that. And they don't have to have huge dividends, but, you know, like 4% a year is actually pretty good for, like, a solid company. You know, like, look at KHC's market cap, 43.8 billion. And, you know, if we went back to CRF, it was only 500 million or something like that. So it's just not the best here, you know. I'd love to look at a lot of bigger dividend stocks, but yeah, those smaller moving ones can be a little bit crazy, neighbor. But hey, if you're ever interested in any other dividend stocks, just let me know. And here's the reason why I'm not into those dividend stocks, neighbor, is you can see there's a dividend stock, ET, okay, Energy Transfer. Now, you would initially think, like, wow, you know, Energy Transfer, they pay 6.6%. That's probably pretty good. But let's check out how their stock's done on, like, a max daily chart. So when you look at a max daily chart, it's like, sure, their stock has done, you know, their dividend was high. And keep in mind, back in 2015 to 2016, or just after, ET's dividend was something insane, guys. Like, look at this. It's not going to tell me the percentage here, but I remember it was like 10% and 9% and stuff like that. So, neighbor, I was sitting there thinking like, hey, this is going to be a really good dividend stock to get into. You know, they're paying a high dividend, and, you know, it looks like it has fairly safe movement. And then it just slowly just started tanking back off. And I ended up not losing too much on this one, but I just wanted to say that it's just one good example of these crazy dividend stocks not working out the best. Like I said, if it's anything over like 5 to 6%, I start to get a little bit worried. I'm not saying CRF is terrible by any means, but, you know, like, look at that max daily chart. You know, like, the way CRF has been falling off here is pretty insane, and it could be a good dip buy with the dividend, but I just don't know. And personally, to me, it's just not worth the risk, but it could be a good play, neighbor. It's Cornerstone. I don't know if this obviously has something to do with financials or not. Let's go back to the dashboard really quick. It's a closely ended, okay, equity mutual fund. Okay, that makes more sense. I know Cornerstone did a lot with stuff like that, so yeah, that makes more sense. But yeah, it's definitely an interesting stock though, nonetheless, neighbor. And I'm glad you brought it up. Honestly, it's at a pretty good level if you were gonna grab it. Like, if I was gonna grab it at any time, I think now's a decent time. We just had two big legs down, and I doubt it's gonna keep going down there. Peter goes, hey, I'm late to the party. What's going on? Hey, Peter, good morning. Yeah, so BABA is exploding up this morning, Peter. They had some really good news with Ant Group, where China pretty much approved, I can't remember the exact wording. They approved something, though. Let me go back to this. Let's see. They approved Ant Group's application to form a financial holding company, and that revives the possibility of Ant Group doing an IPO. And the biggest thing, in my opinion, is just if Ant Group can get that IPO going, that's obviously going to be huge. And I'm sure that the China stocks will start to go crazy whenever they do IPO. So that is going to be a big, big deal. It looks like X or US Steel was also rising up in pre-market. And then, Peter, we also had the big news with Roku announcing the partnership with Walmart. That was probably the biggest news of the morning, in my opinion, besides BABA. And whenever we go look at Roku, you know, it had a pretty good move today. And so far this morning, it's actually bouncing pretty close to $80 even. So, yeah, I kind of like the setup here, actually, on Roku. It's not bad. Not bad at all, actually. So hopefully she starts moving in one good direction or another. If she breaks below that low of day, we'll just have to trade it back to the downside. And honestly, I won't be too sad if that happens. Hopefully we can get some good day trades going here on those puts. But yeah, of course, let me know what stocks you guys want to see. Peter, just let me know any stocks you are interested in looking at this morning. I know my free day trade today was AMD, actually. And so far this morning, it's just holding like right around support. We'll have to see if maybe it can start to break out a little bit. Looks like it popped below support for like 30 seconds and came right back. Could have been a bit of a fake out there, but hopefully AMD just picks a good direction. I'm kind of thinking that AMD and some of the market might start to pop up today a little bit. And I hope that the SPY keeps moving up like this, because, you know, we've been having a lot of downwards movement lately. A lot of selling pressure has been coming in, and I feel like that selling pressure will start to fade here eventually, especially in the short term, because if you look at like a max daily chart, SPY has almost been straight down for the past 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days. Besides the day Powell spoke, SPY has been pretty much straight down. So yeah, it's been brutal. I hope that SPY can start to hold around support somewhere, and I think that's definitely a possibility here. But, you know, I'm honestly eyeing up the support down here on SPY down around like 360. So we'll have to see if we can get down to there or not. But today, I feel like we could start to pop back. There has to be some type of, buying come back into the market. Sean says LABU is going off. LabU. Yeah, this is big. The biotech ETF. It really is, Sean. It's having a great morning, actually, up to that $5 resistance from earlier in the week. Yeah, that is a big level, Sean. Thanks for calling this one out, actually. I kind of forgot about LabU over the past couple weeks. They've been getting extremely low, but yeah, good call here. It has some good momentum this morning, and it's starting to run up in a pretty big way. I don't know if you guys remember this stock from yesterday or not, SIDU or SIDU, but they actually had some really good news with NASA last night. they became a teammate with NASA on one of their contracts here going on. It looks like, let's see. So pretty much the reason is BIDU is part of Collins Aerospace team, and Collins Aerospace was awarded NASA's exploration extravehicular activity services contract. So a little bit of a tongue twister there, but they are part of Collins, and the deal is worth like $3.5 billion over the life of the program. But keep in mind that I doubt that BIDU is going to get all of that, but it's definitely good news to see that they are doing something here with NASA. So that's great to see. And it seems like this company is a lot different than like SPCE, which is like a space exploration company, or like Rocket Lab, which makes rockets. This company seems like it does a lot of different things. And I'm not saying Rocket Lab or Astra don't, do a lot of things either, but I'm just saying that stock specifically has a lot crazier news, and they're working with NASA. So sounds pretty good whenever we think of it that way. But going to my watch list this morning, guys, yeah, it looks like these China plays are still holding up this morning. XPEV, look at XPEV on the daily chart. This is actually a pretty good daily setup here. I really like this actually with XPEV. Looks like we're starting to finally break out, or at least get really close to that resistance here, right around like 2780. Yeah, guys, I mean, this has a lot of momentum. Definitely keep your eyes on these China stocks. I think that they can potentially have some really good momentum today. Even though like BABA's dipping back down, I feel like there's still a good chance these stocks can come back and start to run up at least a little bit. Let's see. Wow, guys, AMC is actually having a pretty crazy move too. I noticed they're up 7.08% here, and yeah, they are really starting to run up. So guys, also throw AMC on the watch list. We kind of forgot about them over the past couple weeks, but yeah, even AMC has some more momentum coming in. Looks like GameStop actually breaking out of the high from this week, which is extremely interesting. I never would have expected GameStop to be breaking out of the high of this week. Maybe, breaking the high of the past few days, but man, yeah, we're all the way up above like Friday's close at this point. So great movement out of AMC today. Maybe we can get some good momentum with this one and catch some good day trades here going on. But yeah, this is a really crazy move actually. I cannot believe that GameStop is up that much. Let's see, a Callaway Golf. Yeah, today's actually a great day in the market, guys. I'll tell you, there's only a few stocks on my watch list down in the red. One of them is actually Redbox, and I'm not surprised. This stock should not be this high right now, and we've been failing to break out with Redbox. It could still short squeeze up, guys, or have a, I don't know what you want to call it, a short squeeze or just a big move in general, but either way, it's a pretty crazy setup today. I'm also noticing that /CL or crude oil is down 2.7%. And we can go look at some oil stocks like ZOM and Oxy and stocks like that, and they are still moving lower. It's like Kramer's curse is still intact. Like, he said to buy oil stocks, and he called almost the exact top on these plays here. Yeah, like look at Oxy. Like, Oxy just had a brutal past few weeks. Like, we ran from on Friday, last Friday, we were at $66. Now today we're at $55. That is a pretty big drop for a week. It could be worse. We've definitely seen stocks drop worse than that before, but still, you never want to see big drops out of stocks like that. That is obviously never good. Let's see Chevron. I think we missed that one. Yeah, Chevron is even looking brutal on the daily. These oil plays have been just going straight down over the past 5 to 10 trading days. Like, honestly, Chevron's had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 green or red days now in a row, and it kind of is like the opposite of this big green uptrend they had. Now they're having a big red downtrend. So just be really, really careful with these oil plays, guys. I feel like puts might start to be the way to go. Obviously that would have been the way to go over the past week. So I don't want you to start playing puts now and then have the stocks pop up. Always be careful. But if we continue to see momentum, then I think puts can be a pretty decent way to go. But yeah, I mean, guys, smash that like button. I'll tell you, today's a pretty good day in the market. We have lots of stocks popping back up today. I'm noticing like Blink's up, BLNK. We have Matterport rising back to the upside, which is great. Neo, of course, with those China plays. We have Palantir popping up too. Palantir's back up to $8, which is nice for them. You know what stock better be up today is good old DraftKings. Let's check it out. Yeah, DraftKings is up 3.4%. They're up to 11.11. They need to move a little bit higher, though. I think DraftKings needs to put in some work. It's been brutal with DraftKings over the past few months, guys. And yeah, I cannot believe that all the crazy selling on DraftKings and just all these stocks in general. It's been a very insane past few years. But yeah, hopefully we continue to see these stocks do well. And I think that we definitely have a good chance to over the next 6 months. It's just the main thing is when is that market going to finally turn around? And I think that right now we're obviously having a lot of issues with the economy overall and jobs, the economy, raising rates, of course. That's been the main thing. Yields have been popping because of that, and it's been a very brutal past few weeks, as we know, guys. I mean, we've all been here every day, so it's been a crazy time. But of course, like I said, let me know what stocks you want to check out in the chat. Of course, we'll check those out. George says you and Matterport are looking pretty hot here. Let's see, good old Unity and Matterport. Yeah, I hope that these stocks are running up. Let's see, Unity. Yeah, I talked about it at the very beginning of the stream, and we just continue to push higher today. So yeah, shout out to Unity today, up 4.9%. Really glad to see that popping up like some of the metaverse plays there, George. He also said Matterport looking good. I know that's definitely one of those metaverse plays. Yeah, they're up 6.2% as well. Let's check out Roblox. That's another metaverse stock. Yeah, and Roblox is up 3.2%. I feel like Roblox will be pretty good over the longer term. It's just buying it at the right time. I feel so bad, guys, for so many people who got into Roblox. Like, that stock started exploding with metaverse potential late last year, and man, like, it turned over so hard. I just cannot even believe that hit fell over that hard. Mike Chang says Kramer should change his name to Jim Crater. Yeah, I think he should. He's been nuts the way he calls stocks out and then they instantly start falling down. Like people say, he's out to make money for himself, and I think that's definitely the truth. I don't know exactly like what happens. Like maybe people pay him money in the background to influence stocks, or maybe he'll buy puts on something and then come out and talk about it negatively. I don't know. There's a whole bunch of different possibilities that he could be doing. There's a whole bunch of different possibilities of ways that he could be influencing the market. So to see him act that way is a little bit crazy, but as we know, he's been insane over the past few years, but that is hilarious, Mike. Yeah, we will have to change his name to Jim Crater. That would be hilarious. George says Carnival Cruise Lines looking good too. Let's see, good old Carnival. Yeah, I'll tell you, it does look pretty good today. It's a pretty good buy back up, like RCL, CCL, NCLH. They all look like they are having pretty good days. Maybe the airlines are. Yeah, the airlines are trying to pop up. I know I talked about that airline news last night, guys, and yeah, it's not good. The markets are pricing in slower, a slowdown in bookings and traveling overall. So that's going to be very insane to see with these airlines, guys, because they've been reporting increases in traveling, increases in bookings, and even though prices are high, people have still been traveling. So to watch AAL here continue to go crazy doesn't really surprise me too much, because as inflation goes up, people are going to quit traveling. People aren't going to go on as many vacations. There's going to be a lot of different economic issues that happen from higher inflation. Like consumers are going to really watch their spending. They're going to start to try to save money and stuff like that. And it's going to hurt the economy, obviously. But yeah, we'll have to see exactly what can happen. And talking about the economy, Keisha says KR fell off a cliff this morning. Yeah, I know they were all over with their earnings yesterday. And ooh, yeah, they gave them right back. So definitely not the type of move you're looking for out of a grocery store stock like KR, Keisha. I would have maybe thought that Kroger could have maybe went a little bit higher, but yeah, it's not looking good here. Ooh, guys, this is bad. If you guys are into technicals on KR, if you guys are into technical patterns like trend lines and stuff like that, you're going to want to pay attention here because, man, I'm going to have to edit this trend line and make it blue just to make it easier to see. But look at this bright blue trend line here, guys. Like, KR has been following this trend line here pretty much for the whole past year. And we had that big pop up yesterday, and it initially looked like, hey, KR is once again going to play to the upside off of this trend line. But Keisha, today, KR came right back under that trend. I noticed the trend line yesterday, and today we're now starting to break back below, and we're getting close to some pretty big supports here. So we'll have to see what happens, but I don't like the movement on a KR, and I have a pretty bad feeling we might see KR start to dip lower, maybe down to around like $45 or so. I think that could be a pretty safe play there, but yeah, definitely keep your eyes on KR. George says UPST is up 8%. Yeah, upstart. Wow, that's great to see. Ooh, now they're only up 6.6% though. They must have pulled back a little bit. Yeah, it looks like they did. They pulled back a couple dollars, which, you know, that's not too bad. A couple dollars is definitely nothing too crazy to worry about, but yeah, nonetheless, it definitely did fall off a cliff, Keisha. You are 100% right about that. And yeah, UPST's holding up though, so good thing, George. Mike is saying, he says, remember a few months ago, McDonald's were offering signing bonuses just to get people to work. Now a lot of people, including myself, are worried about their employment. Yeah, Mike, that is a really big point. I know you're right. A lot of companies are probably going to look at layoffs here soon, and yeah, it's definitely an issue to keep in the back of your mind. Yeah, you're right, Mike. I know a lot of companies have been cutting jobs too. You know, like you mentioned, McDonald's offering signing bonuses lately. All that we've been hearing about is like layoffs. Like even like yesterday or just a couple days ago, Twitter or Elon Musk was talking about Twitter stock having layoffs. Yeah, this was yesterday. So Elon had a pretty big thing with yesterday. Like, I don't know what you'd call it, like a press conference or like a meeting, but he was talking a lot about Twitter yesterday ahead of his acquisition. Of course, he said that he would still agree to buy the company and stuff like that. He wants to reach 1 billion daily active users on Twitter, which could be very interesting. He talked about some aliens. He talked about that he doesn't care about being CEO. He also says users should be able to say what they want. But right here, he also addressed the possibility of layoffs at Twitter. And he pretty much said the company needs to get healthy. He also said that there has to be some rationalization of headcount or else Twitter won't be able to grow. And that's a really big point there, because that pretty much shows that Elon is very open to some layoffs. Whenever you're talking about Twitter here, if there's any, you know, like let's say there's a lot of employees who don't like Elon, maybe those might be some of the ones that get the boot. So I don't know what'll happen exactly, but that does sound funny. Neighbor says, thanks for the response. Keep on keeping on. Yeah, thanks, Neighbor Jay. Thanks for being here, of course. And if you want to check out any other stocks, of course, just let me know. I'm always down to look at those dividend stocks. I like them quite a bit. Obviously, like I said, not the 25% ones, but still I like them. Let's see. Peter's saying, so dumb with KR. All the big banks and hedge funds gave neutral weights on it. They want to get in cheaper. That's the only reason it's down. Yeah, you're probably right, Peter. You're probably correct there. And it's been insane. You know, a lot of these big retailers have been falling off lately, like KR and Costco and Walmart and stocks like that. They've been really pulling back. So I'm not generally just going to blame KR alone, Peter. I feel like they should be doing really good right now, given all the high prices. And, you know, people are still buying food, of course. So I would think that KR would be doing better. But I think it's just Costco, Walmart, Target. All of those stocks have been pulling back, even like Amazon. So I feel like KR might just be going down with the crowd. You know, even like Kraft Heinz has been down. Yeah, like if we look at Kraft Heinz on the 1 year daily, you can see how they've been down. Clorox has been selling off. Like all these food companies are going lower during a time when, you know, prices are high. You would think they'd make a little bit more money, but yeah, it doesn't look like that's translating into higher stock prices, at least. Raymond Lee says bears across the board. Is it another bear day? Let's see. Are they coming back in on SPY? Yeah, kind of, Raymond, kind of. It's kind of turning back over a little bit here. Nothing too crazy, though, I will say. Yeah, it is pretty bad, though, to see it turning over like this. Yeah, good morning, Vicky. Thanks for joining up. Glad to see you in here, Vicky. I didn't think you were gonna make it today, actually, since I didn't see you yet. But yeah, thanks for joining up on this beautiful Friday morning. Of course, as always, thanks for being here. Vicky, we were talking about some dividend stocks. We were talking about the big news with China and BABA this morning, which sounds good. That could be pretty good for BABA for a longer term play. And yeah, Vicky, a lot of these plays are popping up today. I know one of your favorite stocks, Fubo, is up 5%, so definitely a good day. Yeah, Peter says 3 analysts today announced a neutral position on KR. Yeah, I figured they would. You know, whenever KR put out earnings, a lot of companies like to change those revisions whenever earnings come out. But here, I'll find some of them here for you guys. So you can see BMO adjusted Kroger's price to 50 from $57, which is not good. Morgan Stanley adjusted their price target to 41 from 38. So that's good. They actually raised it a little bit, which is nice. But it's still under where we are now, unfortunately, as we can see. Deutsche Bank, let's see, adjust Kroger's price target to 53 from 50, maintains hold. So honestly, these sound like pretty good like price increases here, Peter. I guess like they're raising their target, so I think that sounds good. But like you said, they only kept them at like neutral weight and stuff like that. They didn't change it to overweight or anything like that. So definitely not good there. But still, I mean, their stock has fallen off, and I feel like KR will be a good longer term play. It's just in the short term, of course. Like I said, I feel like they're just going down with the overall sector, like Walmart, Target, KR, Costco. Like they're all kind of flying down. Even this morning, they're all kind of falling off. Vicky says, glad to be here, Tom. Couldn't make it earlier. I hope we have some relief today. Yeah, me too, Vicky. We better see some relief come in. We're starting to see it. You know, like DraftKings is popping up. We have Zoom up, Palantir. Even the China plays, like I mentioned, Vicky. BABA's up 3.8%. They were all up like 10%, though, at market open. But, of course, they came right back down. But, yeah, thanks for joining up today. Even though it was a little late, of course. Always glad to see you in here. My free day trade today, though, guys, AMD, which was in the Discord. Go in Discord, guys, and go to the free day trading channel. I have AMD puts under 8160 here. I think this is a really good setup. If we break below like this low of day around 8127 or 8130, I feel like we could start to see AMD really fall down. So keep your eyes on it this morning, guys. I think AMD to the downside might end up being a pretty good play, and we can see it keeps moving down here. And I love AMD actually for the longer term to the upside. It's just today I had it between a range, and whichever way it fell out would be the way I traded it. So, you know, it is falling down, so look to trade that. George says Run is now up 8% plus. Yes, it is. It's breaking out above $23, George. So, yeah, great eye there with Run. Still going, guys. If you guys are looking for momentum plays, RUN definitely has some momentum right now. I hope it can keep running throughout the day for us, George. That is a really good stock, actually, today. Run. I noticed ChargePoint. A lot of those other stocks were up as well. Keisha says, it may be time to ride Apple up to 140. I hope so, Keisha. I really hope so. But, yeah, I'm not sure that Apple is out of the dumps yet. We just started breaking below that support. So I would think that we could fall a little bit lower, and I think we will. On Apple, personally, I'm kind of targeting like 120 or even down around $100 even on them. You know, they're a pretty crazy stock, and I think that they can definitely still pull back a little bit more. But, yeah, it's been a crazy ride with Apple. They've definitely been pulling back here this year quite a bit. Let's see the percentage move to the downside here, guys. Or, like, let's just say this. If you would buy it right now on Apple, and we ran back up to highs, that'd be a nice like 36% pop. So actually not too bad. Not too bad at all. Yeah, I hope it rides up though, Keisha. I would rather it go up than down, of course. And so far today, it's holding up pretty well. So I'd love to see a nice pop up towards there, especially today. Keisha says, wow, you think they will go down to 100? Yeah, unfortunately, I do, Keisha. I do. I don't think that that's even too far away, honestly. $100 would be where I'd love to. I should say, Keisha, $100 is where I'd love to pick them up at. I think safely we'll move down to 120. $100 is a little bit far away. You're definitely right about that. That's where I would be wanting to grab shares at. And personally, like in the back of my mind, I think that Apple can go down to 100. I don't think that there's any reason that that couldn't happen. You know, like we've seen Apple stock tank down a ton in the past before. So, you know, if it fell down to 100, that honestly would only be a, let's see, from the top to the bottom here. Let's see. From the high to the low, that would be only a 45% drop out of Apple. Like, let's see the COVID drop with good old Apple here. During COVID, Apple dropped like 36%. Let's go back a little bit further. Whoa, I broke it. There we go. Let's see. So back in like, 2012, 2013, Apple fell down 43, 44%. In like 2012, believe it or not. So, Apple does have its pullbacks here and there, like it's not like Apple just holds up forever. During that China crash, Apple was down 38%. I will say the COVID crash wasn't as bad for Apple as some of those other crashes were, believe it or not. But yeah, my whole point is that, if Apple pulls down like 45% or something, that has happened quite a few times in the past. And I think that that is a possibility of happening, especially since, in my opinion, I think that the SPY will continue to go a little bit lower too. I'm thinking SPY could maybe get down to like 350 or something like that. I think that could be a decent level on SPY there, but I'm definitely slowly awaiting that nice uptrend, Keisha. I'm just going to slowly start averaging into Apple. Like I said, 120 will be a decent level for them. So, but yeah, $100 is pretty far, like you said, but I would not be surprised. They've been exploding over the past few years. And like, look at this. If they fall down to 100 over like a 3-year period, or like off that COVID low, Apple's still up 84% over a couple years. So keep that in mind. Even if they go down to 100 over the past 2 or 3 years, they're still up 84%. So keep that in mind. And we've also been seeing a lot of other big stocks tank down lately, unfortunately, like Walmart, Target, stocks like that. It's been brutal, guys. And, the numbers just sound like they're getting worse. Like Powell's coming out here talking about, like we just had a 75 basis point rate hike, and who knows how these inflation numbers are going. They were still going up as of May. So, yeah, they got to start slowing down at some point here. But yeah, it is kind of crazy there, Keisha. $100 is pretty far. I doubt we'll get there, but hey, if we do, I will be a buyer. That is for sure. But kind of going into Microsoft here, Keisha. I know we always talk about Apple, but Microsoft's actually pretty good too. This is another crazy stock that's been falling down a lot lately. I would think like Microsoft could get down to like maybe 200, maybe like 220, something like that, for a good longer term dip buy maybe. But yeah, that's just my my projections in my mind, and I should go on the dashboard and input some numbers tonight, and do some research and see exactly where Apple could be at here. But yeah, I'll definitely do that here. But I will say, guys, I was talking about that play with AMD earlier to the downside, and it's still falling off a cliff today. Yeah, AMD is having a brutal move this morning. We have been falling off the table ever since that initial push to the upside. So looks like we're about to break that low of yesterday. I had puts on AMD below 81.60, guys, and it's been exploding down. So pretty good move so far today for the quick day trade. Hopefully it keeps going though and just makes plays even better. But let's see what stocks are moving today. Exclamation point pop. I'm typing pop in the Discord, see what everyone's looking at here. So here's the popular list on Discord today. We have SPY, Tesla. Tesla's actually rising up today, guys. It's up 2.4% with some of these growth plays, I guess. And Yeah, hey, have a good day, Tesla. I'll take that any day of the week for sure. Glad to see them popping up. Looks like we have Apple running up. Let's see. George says in Discord, he says XPEV's popping. XPEV. Ooh, wow, that is a really nice move, George. XPEV is really starting to run. Yeah, very good eye. That is a very nice move up, actually. Glad to see that with XPEV up above $28 a share. Wow, wow, wow. That is a very nice move, George. Can't believe it's running up that much, but yeah, that's insane. Can't believe we're having that good of a day, but yeah, have a good day. XPEV, glad to see them running up. I bet LI's doing good. Yeah, LI's doing all right, not the best. Neo's up though, so Neo's moving up with XPEV, which is good. So yeah, glad to see those China plays still popping up here. That's great. Mike Chang says, how much lower do you think Disney can drop? Ooh, this is a tough one, Mike. This is a tough one. I'll tell you, I honestly would have thought that Disney would have started to slow down somewhere around $100 a share, Mike. So personally, Disney has been kind of blowing past my expectations to the downside here. But the next big level I'm going to be eyeing up is going to be 80. But as far as levels that, I am personally looking for on Disney, I don't really have too many here, Mike. Like I said, I was really eyeing up $100, and we exploded below that. Now that we're below there, I don't know where Disney can get to. Like I said, $80 is a huge next support down there, so maybe 80 would be the lowest I would think Disney could go, which is also right around that COVID low, but it's been brutal, guys. I can't believe Disney is selling off as hard as they are. I will say, though, there is some pretty big movies coming out here with Disney, and I want to show you guys really quickly because this is going to be pretty big. Disney Lightyear movie. There's a new Lightyear movie coming out, which talks about, it's pretty much a movie about Buzz Lightyear, of course, which is a very popular, what's going on here? The Washington Post. No, I don't want to pay. They won't let me look at it. Here we go. So, you can see that this is, it's about Buzz Lightyear pretty much, and they're actually saying that it says right here that it has low ball projections, which is interesting, but I will say that the Lightyear movie is supposed to be pretty big, guys. There is some issues, though, going on with, there is some issues going on with this movie because it's actually been banned in a few countries because there's like some same-sex scenes, I'm not trying to sound too weird here on the stream, of course, but like, let's go back. Like, let's read the headline here. Like, just read this headline, This headline right here is exactly, I think, why the movie's not going to do the best, but I hope it does good. It's just, yeah, it seems like it's not doing it's not projected right now to be the biggest movie ever, but hopefully it does a little bit better than people think, and I think that there's definitely a chance that could happen. I hope that it starts to help Disney's stock move. I was really hoping that this movie would really help the stock, but yeah, I don't know. It doesn't seem like it's gonna help too much. It seems like a pretty cool movie, though. Honestly, I'll probably want to go see it. I'm not sure. I honestly am not too big into like Disney movies and like Toy Story and all that, but as far as Disney goes, Mike, I would think like $90 and after that $80. I would really think $80 at the low, but very tough. Mike says, have a great weekend, everyone. Tom, thanks for all your help and advice. Yeah, no problem, Mike. Thank you so much. Like I said, $80 will be my target there. Keisha says, Baba just pretty much gave back all of its gains. I know. Wow, I saw it when it was only up 3% a few minutes ago around like 105. But yeah, it just kept going down, Keisha. That is very unfortunate, actually, to see Baba fall off the cliff that drastically. Yeah, you're right. That is not a good thing to see. So, yeah, I'm sorry to see that, Keisha. But, yeah, that is a terrible move back down. What's interesting is that those China EV plays kept popping. Like Neo, XPEV, stocks like that were holding up pretty well. And, they might be coming back down a little bit right now. But so far this morning, they've been they've been doing very well. So good to see with those. I guess you could say the China plays or just EV plays in general. Let's check out Smith & Wesson, good old SWBI and Ruger. Maybe they're coming back up because I noticed they had a pretty big dip yesterday. Yeah, Smith & Wesson's right back down around the big support around 1320. Looks like RGR is also down around support. I hope these stocks start to do better. What's very interesting is RGR is bouncing right off of its 1000 SMA. And then we have SWBI or Smith & Wesson also bouncing right off of the 1000 SMA. So I find that very interesting that that's happening there. But nonetheless, it's having a really great move. Wow, I'm going to have to go in discussion chat really quickly because, man, AMD is exploding, guys. Let's check out AMD. This AMD day trade this morning that I called out as my free day trade in the Discord is doing great. So it is on fire. Man. Yeah, that put play would have been amazing, guys. Amazing, amazing. Yeah, that is a big play to the downside below 8160. Like I said, you could have maybe gotten faked out for a second there whenever the stock dipped down. You could see on the 1 minute candles, it was down there for like 30 seconds or something. But yeah, there it goes off a cliff down to $80 even. So terrible move actually with AMD today. Give me 1 second, guys. I'll be right back. I'm going to leave AMD up on the screen, though. I'll just be right back. Alrighty, guys, I am back. Sorry for that. Again, I have some pretty bad allergies going on here, so sorry for that one, guys. But it's we're about to end the stream in about 5 minutes or so. So if anybody's looking for any big stocks, or if you guys are looking at any big setups or anything like that, definitely let me know, and I will check those out before we end the live stream today. But like I said, it's been a pretty good week so far. I know the market's down, but I will say the price action this week was pretty good. You know, like if you guys were looking for plays to the downside this week, you could have definitely profited pretty well. Jamie says SPY in the red again. Let's see. Oh, yeah, it is actually. It just fell under even. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, back down to red. Wow, it looks like it wants to break that low of yesterday. Possibly down there around 364. So yeah, that would be a pretty bad move down. I hope that doesn't happen, guys, but ooh, I would not be too surprised if it did. But yeah, you're right. That SPY is definitely selling off today, pretty big. Yesterday it was down like 3%. The QQQ was down like 4% yesterday, believe it or not. And guys, look at this trend line here. on the QQQ. It's very interesting. The stock keeps bouncing off of this trend line. Let's see it on the 1 hour chart. Wow, so that trend line here, guys, eye this trend line up really quick. I'm gonna make this one bright blue so we can all see it. Let me make this one only a 1. Okay. There we go, guys. See that big blue trend line here on QQQ? Like, the QQQ had been staying below that trend line forever. The second we started breaking out above it, we had that big move up. Kind of like what we saw with, what else did we see this with? We saw a very similar move like this happen recently with some other plays. I think SPY maybe, but you can see also, though, QQQ is bouncing off of it now right down here at the bottom. So that's pretty crazy. Keisha says, was that you who called out Rev in the Discord a couple days ago? It may have been Mike. No, I didn't call it out in Discord, Keisha. Somebody actually talked about it in the live stream here. I posted yesterday about Revlon. I posted the article yesterday about Revlon going bankrupt and filing for Chapter 11. But Keisha, somebody was in the live stream a couple days ago, and they were talking about Revlon going out of business. I could not believe that they were talking about that, and then it happened. It actually wasn't me or Mike. It was somebody else. I can't remember who it was, but I remember that happening, Keisha. And I actually, whenever I was looking at the Revlon news yesterday, I was actually very interested, and I tried going back and finding who said that, and I couldn't find him. So it was a little bit hard for me to find, but yeah, that was a very interesting thing, Keisha. She goes, it popped. Yeah, it definitely did pop. That is for sure. Because remember, here's my drawing. I remember, oh, Keisha, it was me who put it in Discord, because I think I put the setup. I put this setup, and I said Revlon's in a very interesting setup. Yeah, that was me, actually, Keisha, now that you said that. Let me search it up. I'm going to see if I can find it here. Yeah, that was me, I think, Keisha. Now that you pointed it out, it's been a few days. You know, we cover so many stocks. It's hard to keep track of all of them. But yeah, that was me, because now I remember the picture, and I remember drawing this wedge and posting it. Yeah, Keisha goes, yes, I remember the flag. Yeah, yeah, exactly. I remember somebody said something about the flag. Yeah, that's funny. That is awesome. Peter goes, SPY options chains are all out of whack right now. I wouldn't play them, guys. Yeah, that is rough. Okay, so Peter's the one who actually talked about Revlon in the live stream the other day, and then then I drew the flag, and then I put that in the Discord. So, yep. Yeah, George says, Tom, you posted the chart in response to Trotsky. Yeah, look, you guys know what I'm posting more than I do. Yeah, but yeah, I've been making a lot of posts the past few days, guys, I'll tell you that. But yeah, that is what happened now. I do remember, but yeah, you're right. Revlon has been popping up. I guess, filing for Chapter 11 will be good for him. It'll get him some more funding, and hopefully it helps their stock out. But yeah, I appreciate you guys all joining up today. Thank you, George, Keisha, Peter, Jamie, Vicky, of course, Raymond, Neighbor Jay, Mike, Hunter, George. I'll say it again, George. You get on here twice. Sean Cornish. Almost forgot about Sean there. But yeah, thank you guys so much. Seriously, I really appreciate it. Yeah, George goes, ha ha ha, I'm just searching for Rev on Discord. Yeah, exactly. That's what I want to go do too. So yeah, I appreciate you guys all joining up this morning. Glad to have some laughs. And we had a pretty good week in the market. Like I said, not the best week overall, but there's been some really good price action. Some indices like SPXS not indices, some ETFs like SPXS, and some of those ones that go down that go up when the market's down have been doing pretty good, like SPXS, UVXY. We've even been seeing DRIP pop up a lot with oil falling off. Like, look at DRIP, guys. DRIP is straight up exploding as crude oil falls off the table. So yeah, definitely eye up some of those ETFs. But yeah, I appreciate you guys joining up this morning. Thanks for going back and finding the the Revlon comment and everything like that. I definitely appreciate you guys helping me out a little bit. So yeah, thank you guys so much. Have a great rest of your day, and of course, have a great weekend. I know the market's down, but try to do something fun and forget about all the lousy movement.